And we're live.
Hey everyone, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. It's we normally have people all over the world joining and know a little bit more about the projects and integrations that we have in Moonbeam. We have here with us today Luke from Moonwell. Welcome, Luke, and thank you for accepting the invite to come over here for this crowdcast.
Good morning, Thiago. It's good to be here.
Yeah. Moonwell is one of the DeFi projects lending and borrowing platform that Luca will go over through. But I love your product, Luke. I must be honest. You know, it's the all the interface on the website. It's amazingly it's very fluid. You know, and it's one of the largest projects that we have in Moonriver, actually, right? With one of the largest TVL for sure.
Yeah, we've been really excited and encouraged by the adoption so far, and it's been really amazing to see the Moonwell community. Everyone is just really excited about the project, and we've, in just 2 weeks since our launch, we've attracted about 250 million TVL, and it's really exciting to see the growth in the Moonriver ecosystem. Hopefully, a lot of people are enjoying Moonwell, and hopefully this becomes a fundamental building block in DeFi in the Moonbeam and Moonriver ecosystems.
Yeah, I think we're definitely on the right track, right? I mean, it's definitely very promising. Again, like I said, I cannot say enough good things about it, to be honest. Um, we have our folks here joining us, and definitely not all of them knows about Moonwell. Can you just go through a little bit and explain like what exactly is Moonwell, and maybe you give a background of yourself and the founding team as well?
Sure. Yeah, I'm happy to go into that. So Moonwell is an open and decentralized lending and borrowing platform protocol on Moonriver today. And for those of you that may not be familiar, Moonriver is a parachain on Kusama. So Moonriver is an EVM-compatible layer 1 network that's on the Kusama relay chain. And also there's another parachain called Moonbeam, which we plan on deploying on in a couple months. I'll talk more about that later. But at its core, if you think about DeFi, what are some of the fundamental building blocks of DeFi? One is decentralized exchanges. I can take one token and I can swap it for another. Another fundamental building block are money markets or lending protocols where I can put up collateral in one currency that I might have, let's say Mover, which is the native currency of Moonriver, and then I can take out a loan in another currency like USD coin against that collateral. That enables a lot of really compelling use cases. For example, maybe I want to hold my crypto, I don't want to sell it, but I want to pay some bills in the real world. I can just borrow USD coin, send it to my bank, and pay some bills. So it gives people more flexibility, things they can do with their digital assets. And so the Moonwell protocol was activated by the Moonwell community a couple of weeks ago. And it is a decentralized protocol. It is non-custodial, meaning we don't keep your coins. The protocol just exists in smart contracts on the Moonriver ecosystem, and you can supply and borrow directly to the protocol. Now, by way of background, I'm the founder of Lunar Labs, which maintains the application, the beautiful front-end website that you see when you go to moonwell.fi. That's the gateway to the Moonwell protocol. And so we're really excited to kind of form a world-class team, and we just started building in the Moonriver ecosystem a few months ago, but we're really excited about bringing some of the best talent in the world. My background, I've worked the last few years at Coinbase, and I helped to launch staking rewards products at Coinbase, including Ethereum staking. That was the most recent one I launched. And so I've been at Coinbase for a few years. I'm leaving Coinbase to make Moonwell my full-time focus. But prior to Coinbase, I worked in tech for a couple decades. I worked at AWS, the cloud company, as a principal engineer. And I've also been pretty passionate about crypto as a hobby and made it my full-time gig back in 2018 or so. So I've been, mining Bitcoin and using crypto since the early days, early 2010s. My founding team and I, we just formed a few months ago, like I said, and there are 6 of us on the founding team, and we're all really excited to be here. We have 3 engineers, including myself, and then we have 3 people that are community focused and business operations focused. So I could just introduce them really quickly. So Lucas is my co-founder, Lucas Kozinski. He works at Tokensoft, and he's been in crypto for several years. And also on the community side, we have David. He is leading all our community and marketing and documentation and educational efforts. One of the things we've had a really big focus on at Moonwell is just helping to educate the community about DeFi. It's such a complex topic that is hard to learn at first, but we want to make it easy and accessible so that anyone can learn. And so you'll see that we have a nice documentation portal, and we'll be creating more and more educational content. The community can help to create a lot of content that will help users of Moonwell get up to speed really quickly. So also on the community side, we also have Suzu, and she's really helping us with some of our marketing and communications efforts. Really excited about just the team that we formed and what we're building in the in the Moonbeam universe here.
Yeah, I tell you, it's a case of success. Like when we think about like new projects coming to Moonriver, Moonbeam, what you guys are achieving within 2 weeks, it's very impressive. And it's community efforts, of course, from the Moonriver and Moonbeam community, but it's also the product that you guys are offering. The way that you're talking about the team, there's a lot of transparency. It adds more confidence to people that want to use the platform. So I think all of those factors are definitely helping you guys achieve the goal of being like the leaders in borrowing and lending platform for sure. Um, just one side note over here to the folks that just joined. We're gonna have a trivia at the end, and we're gonna have some rewards and some gifts we will share from the Moonwell community team. And so we stick to the end. There's a trivia. You guys will have to answer, and whoever is the first, second, third place will have some some good gifts over there. Okay. Um, Luke, tell me more about why did you choose Moonbeam or Moonriver?
So it's a great question, Thiago. So Moonbeam is an EVM-compatible parachain on Polkadot. So what does that mean exactly? Well, EVM-compatible means that all of the existing applications that you've seen on Ethereum mainnet and on other layer ones like Avalanche and Polygon and other places can run without modification. So what that means is, there's 80 different projects currently building on Moonbeam, and you're going to see over the next several months, many of these projects launch, and there's going to be a vibrant ecosystem because developers like us can come to Moonbeam and we can build on Moonbeam, and it's just like building on Ethereum. So it's incredible in that sense. Now, what makes it I think really compelling though are the fact that in the Polkadot ecosystem there are many parachains besides just Moonbeam, and all of those parachains are launching over the next several months, and they all have different use cases and different applications built on top of them. Some are DeFi hubs like Akala, others are metaverse gaming platforms like BitCountry. There are NFT marketplaces. There are all kinds of really interesting use cases in Web3 and in crypto that are going to be launching on these parachains. And we can actually integrate with all of those applications through Moonwell. So, for example, let's say that I'm using Akala and I'm using their DeFi hub, and I might have AUSD, which is their stablecoin. I can take that AUSD and I can supply it or borrow it on Moonwell, and then I can gain access to other tokens that might exist on other parachains. And so by enabling support for these cross-chain assets that come from all the parachains in the Polkadot ecosystem, that gives us capabilities that we wouldn't have if we were deployed on a different network besides Moonbeam. And so that's what's really compelling about Moonbeam and why we decided to launch on Moonbeam on Polkadot. Because not only do we get all the tooling we know and love from EVM, all the developer tooling, can get to market really quickly, and we can launch our application very easily. But we also have access to the entire universe of parachain assets and all the cross-chain messaging and all of the capabilities of Polkadot. So it's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. I couldn't agree more. I guess like this is one of the main goals of Moonbeam, right? So people can deploy easily, their applications in Moonbeam using EVM, like just a regular EVM, but having all the accessibility to Polkadot and Kusama. And
Yeah,
we're seeing that, right, with the XC20 tokens, right?
yeah,
XC21.
that's right. Yeah, for those of you that are more technical, I mean, XC20 is a standard that allows you to use a token that comes from another parachain, a cross-chain asset. But in your protocol, your application, it looks just like a ERC20 token. So it's an ERC20 to you, but it can be representing a cross-chain asset from another parachain. And another really nice feature is that it doesn't rely on bridges to go between parachains. So Polkadot, the relay chain validators actually validate those cross-chain asset transfers. So you get a much greater security posture than you would using bridges. So that's really compelling.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing, and it's good to see Moonwell well positioned in this point in time, right? Because as soon as we have the XC20 like flowing back and forth like through the power chains, we have Moonwell like well positioned in there to help the borrowing and lending products that we have, right?
Yeah,
Um, so tell us a little bit more about the launch in Moonbeam. Like you said, you're going to mention a little bit more about it, and
sure.
people are
Yeah,
excited to see the Moonbeam version for sure.
yeah, definitely. So what you see today, when you go to moonwell.fi, you see our Moonwell Apollo application. And the Moonwell Apollo is our first application that's on Moonriver. And so Moonriver is on Kusama. It's the smaller sister parachain to Moonbeam. And we're deployed there 2 weeks ago. And in a couple of months, we're going to launch the Moonwell Artemis deployment on Moonbeam. And there's a couple of things we're waiting for before we can do that. There's some infrastructure that needs to arrive, specifically Chainlink oracles. But once Chainlink is activated on Moonbeam, we can the Moonwell community can activate the Moonwell protocol there, and then we'll launch Moonwell Artemis, our application, and then we'll have two deployments or two applications: Moonwell Artemis, that's on Moonbeam, and Moonwell Apollo, which you see today on Moonriver. Now, funny story about the name. Actually, we're really excited about the way we named these. Lucas, my co-founder, came up with this idea, but Apollo was the first moon mission, so that's what we named the Moonriver deployment. And then Artemis is actually the new moon mission that's going to go to the moon. It's going to be, I think, the second human spaceflight to the moon, hopefully next year sometime. So we're pretty excited about that. Also, Apollo and Artemis are twins in Greek mythology. So that was kind of a fun name to come up with.
That's the marketing part of Moonwell is it's kicking ass. Pardon my English, but, but
Thank you.
that's the truth. Like the name is so cool, of the platforms, the website, everything. In my opinion, it's very smooth. That's cool. That's cool. And we can expect within a couple of months the launch in Moonbeam. Like, of course, there's no like precise dates. It's always tricky.
Yeah, it's basically up to we're ready to go as soon as Chainlink arrives, and we couldn't be more excited about it. So yeah, as soon as the infrastructure is in place, the community can activate the Moonwell protocol on Moonbeam, and it will be great, I think. We've also just the functionality should be very similar on Moonbeam to what you see today. We not only have the borrowing and lending protocol, but we also have a safety module, which allows you to take our governance token, and you can stake it in the safety module to help secure the Moonwell protocol and earn a staking reward for doing that. So yeah, we're pretty excited about the functionality, but we'll continue to integrate more and more cross-chain assets as they come online, as the cross-chain assets come online. And another thing that we're starting to do is we're working really closely with a lot of the other protocols in the Moonbeam ecosystem to partner with them and integrate with them. So, for example, SolarBeam has been a really strong partner of ours. They're the leading native DEX in the the Moonbeam ecosystem, and they helped us launch our farm for the Moonwell token, and we're going to work really closely with them to integrate borrowing and lending features into their exchange. And so we'd love to do more partnerships like that, because there's such a strong community of builders in the Moonbeam ecosystem that it's really great to kind of compose our applications with each other. That's one of the great things about DeFi, is that all the applications are composable. You can integrate smart contracts with each other. There's all kinds of really interesting things you can do.
That's cool. And this was one of the questions that we had over here, like how if you're going to be able to integrate with other projects. I guess you just said that with the Solar Beam, and that's amazing. Can we just talk a little bit more about the tokens? Like, you have a governance token already in place, and so are you able to farm in Solar Beam?
Yeah, so we just launched the Moonwell token a couple days ago, but the Moonwell token is basically the governance token of the Moonwell protocol, and you can take that token and you can stake it in the safety module to help backstop the protocol in case of a shortfall event. So that's one thing you can do with the token. In the future, we'll enable governance voting. So we're doing a progressive decentralization where we will enable a governance voting in the future that you could do with the Moonwell token. But today you can earn the token by using the protocol. The Moonwell token is designed to further the development of the Moonwell ecosystem, and as a incentive for new users to use the protocol and to be rewarded for using the protocol. So you'll see more and more to come. I guess as we get closer to the Moonbeam launch, we'll share more details about the Moonwell token on Moonbeam.
That's cool. Yeah, we're definitely excited for that. Maybe you can show us a little bit, share your screen and show a little bit about the Moonwell website, and just we can go through.
Yeah, no problem. Let me present really quick. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. So when you go to moonwell.fi, you'll see this landing page, and this will allow you to kind of launch the Moonwell Apollo application. You can also see we're powered by Moonriver, and we have Immunify as our bug bounty program. So we're working really closely with top security researchers to make sure the Moonwell protocol is as secure as possible. So you just click launch Moonwell Apollo, and you can connect your MetaMask wallet, and then you can log into the Moonwell Apollo application. So you see a few things here. First of all, I just want to point out our documentation portal. So if you're new to Moonwell and you just want to learn about how to use Moonwell, this is a great place to start. It'll walk you through all of the step-by-step how to use Moonwell and about Moonbeam. And there's a lot of really great content in here that will tell you, for example, how to bridge to Moonriver. This is one of the things that people that are new to the ecosystem will need to take care of, is just basically how do you get your assets bridged over to Moonriver, so you can use Moonwell and Solar Beam and all the great applications on Moonriver. And so I would encourage you to kind of step through this if you're new, and it'll help you get started. So back on the application though, what you see here is the lending protocol, or the lending application, and there's a couple things here. First of all, these are all the assets we support today. Moonriver, of course, and then the stablecoin side, we support Frax, Tether, USD Coin, and then Ethereum and Bitcoin on the crypto side. And then it's very simple. I can simply supply Mover to the protocol, and I don't have my ledger connected right now, so I can't actually do this. My apologies. But if I did actually have this connected, I could go ahead and supply. So sorry about that. But so I can supply, and then once I've supplied to the protocol, I can choose to borrow So one of the first things a lot of people do is, supply maybe some mover to the protocol, and then maybe I could borrow some USD coin from the protocol and simply borrow that against my against my crypto. Now, another thing you can do is there's this rewards portal right here, and you can click on this rewards portal, and you can claim your MFAM tokens, which is this is our governance token, which stands for Moonriver family, and you can also claim your Mover protocol rewards. So that's how you can claim rewards. And then once you've claimed rewards, you can click on the safety module here, and you can actually stake your MFAM in the safety module if you like. And if you want to unstake, you do need to activate this cooldown. It takes 10 days. And we'll even set a calendar reminder to remind you to come back in 10 days and claim it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we can just go a little bit to the basics. We're not going to go through because, as you said, there's a lot of documentation, and I'm sure at the end we can share the channels, right, that we have from Moonwell, so people can get in touch and ask questions. But just to explain to people that is testing for the first time, when you supply mover to this platform, you have a supply net APY that I see over there, right, which is I think was 30% or so.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this is being rewarded to you back in movers token.
Yeah, so that's right. So let me explain how that works. So basically, with the mover token, or Moonriver, if I supply to the protocol, and you hover over this, you can see I have a small amount supplied, like 0.31. So there's kind of a few. Let me try to explain this. So there's a few different places that APY comes from. Number one is the supply APY is what borrowers are paying me to borrow mover from the money market. So that's just what you get as a lender by lending out your mover tokens. So that's pretty great. You can earn rewards just for, or earn interest just for lending out your mover. But then in addition, to help develop the ecosystem, there are reward incentives in the form of mover and MFAM rewards. And those are those additional percentages you see there. And so we just totaled that for you to show you what the total APY you would receive for supplying is. And then likewise, if you were to borrow, you have a similar thing, but let me show you what that looks like. So when you borrow, of course, you pay interest to borrow. So you pay 24% there, but you also likewise get ecosystem incentives. And so that can, in some cases, cancel out the interest you would actually pay. And then, of course, when you borrow other tokens, it's the same thing, right? If I wanted to borrow USDC against my mover, then it's a similar thing where you pay an interest, a borrow APY, and then you earn ecosystem incentives.
Okay. Yeah, pretty clear.
Now, another thing to mention about is just kind of the way that borrowing and lending works in DeFi. It's a lot different than taking out a loan to like buy a car or a mortgage or something. What's really interesting is that there's no monthly payments, which was kind of surprising to me at first. But the reason, and there's no like credit checks or anything like that. The reason is because all these are called over collateralized loans, meaning you have to put up more collateral than you can borrow. And the reason for this is obviously in DeFi, there is really no trust. So, we don't necessarily know who the wallet users are. So there's no trust. And so everyone has to provide more collateral than they borrow. And so what that means is you need to, as the value of your collateral changes, crypto prices can be volatile and can go up and down. You might need to make sure your loan is healthy and that it's not at risk of liquidation. So what can happen is if the amount you've borrowed is worth more than the value of your collateral, then you could be liquidated by liquidators that are accessing the protocol. And what they would do is basically pay off your loan and take some of your collateral to make your loan healthy again. So in this case, you can see like here I have position health of 2.92, which is really good. And I borrowed 34% of what I can borrow against my collateral. So I actually have, $13 available to borrow. And I've supplied like $39 here. So this is a pretty healthy position, and I'm not likely to get liquidated. But it's something you need to keep in mind if you're borrowing. Don't borrow too much against your collateral, and keep your loan healthy. And we give you, this nice indicator like green, yellow, red as to whether your loan is healthy. Also, if this score, if you get to 1, you're at risk of liquidation or subject to liquidation. So you want to keep that above 1. I typically keep mine above 1.5. And it really just, if you keep it up at this level, 2 or 3, you probably don't have to watch it as often or worry about it as much. So that's something to keep in mind.
Okay, that's pretty clear. And yeah, again, if people has more questions about how does that work, I'm sure if you go to their channels, and just go find them over there in probably Discord and Telegram, you will be able to. They will be able. The moderators will be able to help you out and better understand them. Maybe even showing some documents over there to help you out.
Yeah, exactly. If you click the bottom here, there's a Discord link. You can go right to our Discord and get help from the Moonwell community. So there's a ton of great moderators that are there to help you, and other community members. So don't hesitate to just get your questions asked.
Yeah. Again, Moonwell.fi. If you scroll down, all the way down, you're going to be able to see all the channels. We have a question from the community over here to explain a little bit more about the safety module and how that protects the project and provides safety.
Yeah, that's a great question. So with the safety module, the way that works is basically, you can stake your Moonriver family tokens in the safety module, and that provides a reserve or a backstop to the protocol in the event of a shortfall. And what is a shortfall? A shortfall could be a smart contract exploit, or it could be an economic exploit if a lending market became underwater faster than liquidators could liquidate. So those type of shortfall events, typically in a lending protocol, would be very risky for everyone in the protocol. So by creating this reserve of tokens that can be used in the event of a shortfall, then what can happen is, in the event of a shortfall, that can be activated, and up to 30% of the tokens in the safety module can be sold and used to recover the losses. So that it provides a backstop. And by doing so, by staking the safety module, you earn a reward for staking. You can see that at the bottom here. However, you also do risk up to 30% slashing in the event of a shortfall of your tokens in the safety module. So, and that's also why there's a cooldown period for unstaking, simply because if there was a shortfall event, you shouldn't be able to unstake immediately. But we feel this is a nice way to sort of increase the security of the system, and to provide a important reserve in case of a black swan event. We do take security very seriously in the Moonwell community. We're audited by Halborn, and we also use Gauntlet for economic simulations and Chaos Labs for economic simulations. And then we have Immunify for our bug bounty. So we're taking all the precautions, and we have what we consider to be best practices for security. But of course, it's always good to have multiple layers of protection, and this provides us an additional layer for the Moonwell community.
That's very, very interesting. Yeah, and again, I would personally have even more questions, but I will get in touch with you afterwards and go deeper, because I'm sure it's very interesting, and I'm sure the team is putting a lot of efforts to deliver like a very solid product, right? It's it's not just like a beautiful web page with some flaws inside. It's being well thought since the back end, for sure.
Thank you.
Is there any final thoughts? I mean, let's see the questions. I guess this was one of the main questions. There's another question asking how long you plan to work with Moonbeam, and I guess there's no plan to leave Moonbeam, right?
Yeah. So I'm I'm leaving Coinbase and making Moonwell my full-time focus, and there's no plans to leave Moonbeam. We're planning on building for the next several years, and we formed a team, and we're currently raising funds through a private round to continue to grow our company, Lunar Labs, and continue building the beautiful application you see that connects everyone to the Moonwell protocol. So we're really excited about that, and couldn't be more excited about what we're going to build over the next few years or so as a team together.
Yeah, no, for sure, and it's a bright future ahead for sure. See, one other question about indication about when Chainlink integration will be Moonbeam. I think that's a question for Chainlink team.
Yeah, we've been working really closely with Chainlink. They're a great team and a strong partner. So they do have a roadmap, and they don't guarantee dates. Obviously, dates are hard to guarantee in technology or in crypto, but we're hoping it's coming in the next month or two to Moonbeam, and then we'll be able to launch Moonwell Artemis. So we're pretty excited. I guess the challenge with giving dates is that dates always slip. So the Chainlink team is not giving a date, but that's okay. When they're ready, we'll be there.
Yeah, that's very good to hear. Final comments, final thoughts.
Just want to thank everyone in the Moonwell community. We're so happy and so pleased with the outpouring of love and all the passionate users in the community that are just really excited about Moonwell. It's been great to see the adoption, and we couldn't be more excited to be building on Moonbeam. And we're just looking forward to great things to come. I mean, the Moonbeam ecosystem, like I said, has about 80 projects building on it. If you just Google for Moonbeam projects, you'll see this beautiful list of all the top DeFi protocols that you might know and love from other networks that are currently building on Moonbeam. And even though you might be wondering, or some out of the audience might be wondering, what is Moonbeam? I think you'll be really excited if you start playing with it and using some of the applications on it. And I can't wait to see all the other applications that are going to be built around Moonwell. So, for example, there are beautiful NFT marketplaces popping up. There are other DeFi applications, decentralized exchanges, all kinds of tooling and other ecosystem projects that are launching in the next several months. So it's just going to be really exciting to see the Moonbeam ecosystem grow, and we couldn't be more excited to be a part of it.
Couldn't agree more. Very nice words, and it's a bright future. We have a lot of optimism in your solution in the whole Moonbeam ecosystem. So thank you again, Luke, for this time to share your precious time with us. I'm sure there's a lot of work to be done in Moonwell as well, but we are very excited to have you here. And Jimena now can help us out with the trivia.
Hi guys, thank you so much, Luke, for the talk. This is amazing. I love how you are building with us, and yes, we are very excited to start building with and just featuring our ecosystem as you mentioned. So thank you for that. So now we have our trivia game. I'm gonna share my screen. Just a sec. It's gonna be okay here. So everyone can join. This is the game pin. So make sure you leave us your email so you can participate, and we can know if you win. We can share with you the some details for getting the prizes. This is open. You can all start joining. Let's give it a couple of minutes.
Love the music.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll give it a couple of minutes for everyone to join. Oh. Okay, we have one. Amazing.
Yeah.
Great. 6. it up to 10. Cool. Okay. Perfect. A lot of people participating. Nice. I love that. Okay. So we will start. 3, 2, 1. Cool. And first question. What is the health factor? Let's see. Nice. 9 answers correct. Okay, let's go for the next one.
I like the meme.
Okay, Xavier. Second question. What is not a use case for borrowing lending protocols? My God, how many people? Let's see. Coming up. Next question. Is the maximum that it can be borrowed on a particular asset? Great. Collateral factor. Okay. Wow. Malombres. I like the nickname. Next question. Which of the following is false? Time. And let's see the scoreboard. Nice. Last question. What is the name of our Moonriver deployment? Oh my God, that was quick. Moonwell Apollo, right. Okay, let's see the scoreboard, the podium. Xavier, in third place. Malombres, second place. Dun, dun, dun. Phil! Yay! Thank you very much, all of you, for participating. I just want to give these final words. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating. Thank you very much, Luke, for joining. Thanks, Thiago. It's amazing to have you, and let's see us again in the next Moonbeam Universe. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
It was fun.
you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.